forgot where we are going. Who can raise their hand and remind me? Lila, where are we going?
Thinking of creative ideas.
Oh, Lila, where in the art room did you find that? Awesome. Boys and girls, if we ever forget where we're going, we've already got our sign. Now, thinking like creative ideas, that's going to be what we're going to be practicing today. That's what I'm hoping to see. And you might have noticed some of our reasons on why that's important are written up there. And we'll revisit those at the very end of today. Hey, let's talk about where we've been going, Johan. So let's see. On one of our first days, you did a little challenge where you were moving from idea zone to idea zone, working in different spaces. Why did we do that? Why? Emerson, why did we do that?
So, we can enjoy each spot that we like.
Oh yeah, I wanted you to enjoy each spot. Is there anything else I was wondering in that challenge as we move from space to space? Bennett?
So we can take turns.
So we can take turns. Addie?
So we can be creative.
Oh yeah, we're working on creative ideas. Lila?
So we can work better.
So we can work better. Interesting. What do you mean by better when you say that, Lila?
I mean, like we can work like within like a place that we can like work better, good in.
Okay, so we could find a space that we work good. Today I'm hoping that when you get to your space, you're going to realize that that's a space where you can come up with lots of ideas, where you can do your very best work. Ooh, last art class, we all chose one of our roads to creativity. We explored some different art supplies and you chose a goal on which road you were going to go down. Let's remind Mr. Calicut about these roads. Because there was this student here that made these, and I'm wondering, how was that creative? Hey, Johan, I'd really love for you to know as well. Could you put your clicker right underneath you? Thank you. Olivia, how is that student being creative?
He isn't just putting them all in like there. He isn't just doing all the same cars and stuff.
Okay, so he isn't just doing all the same cars. We see lots of different cars. Olivia, was he just going with 2 different cars? No, he was coming up with lots of different ideas. Raise your hand if last art class you were coming up with lots of different ideas in our challenge. Awesome. Look at this critter taking a bath. Oh, first grade. Who can tell me why this artist or why these students were creative? I like that I'm seeing some new hands. Addie, what made that one creative?
They used to have, it's not supposed to be used it, and the girl wanted the teddy bear to be a bath, and her brother got a Lego part and flipped it over.
Whoa, her brother got a Lego part and he flipped it over. Was that piece supposed to be a bathtub?
No.
No, but he used an idea from one area and took it to another. He used a material that wasn't meant to be a bathtub. He flipped it and turned it into one. Check out the lion. Let's see, who can tell me how this person was created? Michael.
Because he made an idea and nobody else thought it before.
Wow. He made an idea that nobody had thought of before.
In the world.
Oh yeah. Last art class, I saw some first graders starting to come up with ideas that no other students would think of. Does that make Mr. Calicut excited?
Yeah.
I was getting so excited. One more road. Taekwon, what made... Can you say that a little bit louder because I want even Julie to hear you.
He added them to the picture.
Good, so he didn't just take another artist's idea. He borrowed that idea, but he kept adding and adding to it. Yes, Abby?
And he made them in different ways, like some crawling over, some like on top of a branch or something.
Absolutely. He wasn't just going to have them sit there like this artist did. That was one of the great ways that he kept adding and adding to it. Hey, first grade, I love seeing some more hands, and I'm going to get some of those more. There's some more ideas when we get working. But what I want to tell you about is this little problem that I've been having. Because I'm hoping that every first grader today will choose one of these paths to creativity to help Mr. Calicut solve my problem. Do you want to hear about this problem I've been having?
Yeah.
This problem's been happening every single time I go to do laundry. And you know, I bet some of the other adults might even have the same problem today. Every single time I go to do laundry, I put my clothes in my washer and I wash them. And then I take them out and I put my clothes in my dryer and I dry them. And then I take them and I'm folding my clothes. And every single time I realize something is missing from my laundry. Every single time I realize I am missing socks. Every time! And this is a real problem that I've been having. And I've got some ideas on what I think my missing socks are doing. Can I tell you about them?
Yeah.
Well, let me tell you what happened. Because a couple weeks ago, I was sleeping in my bed. And I heard a noise. And the noise, it was coming from my kitchen. And I thought, I'm going to find out what this noise is. So I got out of my bed really slowly. And I walked really slowly. And I could see that the light was on in my kitchen. So I reached for my kitchen door. I turned my handle really slowly. I flung the door open. And there was an empty pizza box with socks around it.
What?
I think those socks went into my refrigerator and were having a pizza party. Oh, I don't know. Now, let me tell you about another story. Because just the other night, I was sleeping in my bed. And another noise. Oh, I'll tell you what, Ben, and I thought this time, if it's those socks, I'm gonna catch them. So I got out of bed even quieter than the first time. I snuck even slower than the first time. This time, the noise was coming from my bathroom.
No. What?
So I went really slow. I took the handle of my bathroom, I turned it even slower than the first time, and then I flung the door open, and my socks were surfing in my bathtub. Oh. Hey, here's my question for you. Here's my question for you. Because my problem is actually a real problem.
What?
I really am missing socks every time I go to do my laundry. But do you think that my socks were really eating my pizza or surfing in my bathtub?
No.
So Mr. Calicut was probably using some imagination. I was probably practicing coming up with some creative ideas.
Or if you had animals, they could do it.
Maybe.
Put them in that
All right.
direction.
Now here's what I'm hoping though. Just like Mr. Calicut came up with some creative ideas on where my socks were going, I'm hoping that first graders today will practice coming up with some creative ideas and you tell me where you think my socks are going. Do you think you could help me with that?
Yeah.
All right, now in just a minute, I'm sorry, honey, what should we do is we want to ask a question or make a comment.
Raise your hand.
Ooh, I love raised hands, even better than shout-outs. Can you show me one? Awesome, thank you, Emerson. What was your question, huh?
Do you have an animal at home?
You know I don't have any animals.
What? A dog?
Not even a dog.
I do.
All right, now first grade, here's what I would like. I'll wait for eyes and ears on me. I would like, in just a minute, for you to share some of your ideas on where you think my missing socks could be. But first, I want you to set a goal for yourself. I want you to tell me, are you going to come up with lots of ideas on where my missing socks could be to help me?
Yeah.
Are you going to move an idea from one area to another?
Yes.
Are you going to come up with an idea nobody else has thought of?
Yes.
Or are you going to come up with an idea and keep adding and adding to it? Please take out your clicker. Hey Jennifer, would you please walk over and turn the light switch on for me? There's a yellow sign pointing to the lights. You'll see it. All right, so let's see. Find A, B, C, and D on your clicker right now.
I already picked one.
Ooh, I see some students that have already put the letter that they're going to be using today at the top. And then remember, you got to point it right at me so that my laser beams can bounce right off of it.
Laser beams.
Ooh, I see lots. Just waiting on a couple more to choose. Awesome. Here we come. Laser beams, laser beams. All right. Alrighty, boys and girls. Now, you're gonna do a little trade because inside your sketchbook, I've already got 2 idea sheets. Hey, Kylie and Fernando, I'm gonna ask that you leave those there and just put eyes on me because I really want you to see on mine what I'm gonna be doing here. I'm gonna be taking my clicker, putting it back inside my sketchbook, and then I'm gonna check out my 2 idea sheets. These are where you're gonna tell me your ideas before we start to turn one of them into a drawing. So if you would like to draw your ideas on where you think my missing socks could be, then when you get back to your sketchbook, you can get out whatever drawing supplies you want, and you can start to draw out where you think my missing socks are. If you'd like to write your ideas, you also have that page inside there, and you can start to write out where you could be. You ready?
Yes.
All right, let's use our walking feet. Let's go to our idea zones. Let's start to think of some creative ideas on where Mr. Calicut's socks could be.